starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela. On behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine, I want to thank all those that have been hanging in there with me. I tell you, it's been a week already, and it's just what, Wednesday. But yet we press. I am excited yet again. Another opportunity to showcase one of these amazing authors that's a part of the 100 Authors to Watch for 2025 presented to you magazine. I tell you, it truly have been an honor and a privilege to be able to showcase these individuals, to give you an opportunity to get up close and personal with them, to get to know them, and to share some of the things that they have going on in 2025. So I'm going to move on out the way because y'all know I can talk. So I'm going to move on out the way because it's not about me. I'm going to allow my guests for tonight to come on in and introduce himself to tell you a little bit about himself. Reverend, come on in.
I'm fine. How are you?
Welcome you to the show tonight. If
Thank
you
you very
would
much.
please tell those that are tuned in and those that will hear the replay a little bit about you, Mr. Irvin. If you would just introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Irvin Costin. Um, I'm originally from New York, but I reside in North Carolina, and I I was a playwright. Well, I'm not was still am a playwright, and I decided to branch into something different and went into children's book writing. Because the plays I did, I used to work with a lot of children, especially teenagers. At the time, I used to be a youth worker in my church, and I kind of never got away from that. So I just continued to work with teens, and now I work with younger youth. It's kind of a love of mine. So I decided to write a children's book about it, and I had an experience with a dog that was truly uh, a true story on the first book, and I was just praying about if I should make it a book, and the ideas just flowed. It came with me, and so I decided to write one book and fell into another book, and looking forward to writing more. Um, I'm a really bit of a actor sometimes, but I kind of star in my not star, but play in my own plays sometimes whenever there's a shortage of people. But um, I developed a love for playwriting, but it now is channeled into like children's book and trying to help children as far as to have a love of reading because I used to take my children, not well, they do it on their own now, take my children to the library and allow them to pick a book like each week. So it developed a skill for my children as far as their reading. I mean, whenever they read out loud in school or anywhere, it's like they have no problem with reading. And a lot of our children and youth today have a problem with reading out loud. So I thank God I'm in the kind of profession that I'm into because of uh, I developed a love for reading.
Wow. And I hear you say that you started out playwriting, and usually a lot of people they start out writing books and then they look to doing something else with their book, trying to find another stream of income, and they
Hmm.
go to turning it into plays and turning it into movies. So you took a different route. A lot of people are going to be reaching out to you, wanting to connect to you just because you was a playwright, because you
Yeah.
have that experience. Like to my first I'm not an actress, but I dabble with monologues. I
Uh-huh.
had my first experience a couple of years ago during the pandemic, because everything went virtual. I had an opportunity to be in several monologues, so I've had an experience to be able to do that. So that's something that I have grown accustomed to and love doing. So if you would please tell us a little bit about your children books.
The first children book I wrote, Bear, the Junkie Yard Dog. Um, it was based on actually a true story. It was a dog that my mother-in-law had. um, he would pull a lot of junk out in the backyard. He would pull like a lot of the children's little play pool. He would pull it out, flower pots. He would knock trash over, and he thought it was the greatest thing to have so much trash and junk inside his backyard. And on each side of the fence, there was more dogs. And so the dogs would come to the fence to play with him, but he would bring all the junk to the fence. And the dogs would like turn their heads like it was like almost human, like to a point is I don't want that junk. And so it kind of inspired me to write this story about him. Like Bear, he's a junkie yard dog as far as his just like having your room or your house junkie. And I pertained it towards children to a point that they could be responsible for chores and cleaning up behind themselves and being responsible for other things and not looking down upon what other people have, all your other friends may have. And so that kind of inspired me. And I just went from there with that book, and then God just ran the idea with me. So, and then the second book, Bear and Gary the Great, I wrote that book in 2 hours, and that was
Wow.
amazing. It was a blessed gift by God, because I was actually proctoring a test one day at my kid's school, and I was just sitting there doodling with the paper, and the idea came up because a lot of children are being bullied inside of school, and
Hmm.
I don't like bullies. Of course, I don't think anybody does, but still, and it inspired me to write the story about Bear and Gary the Great, which the Gary the Great is a Great Dane. And you know how the dogs are when they're coming up. Great Danes are usually big in the head and slim in the legs. And I guess it took me a point of saying that there's some kind of humor in that as far as you can make fun of someone. So Bear, he takes up for his friend to a point, but he doesn't take up in a mean way where everybody would say fight, fight, but he didn't take that route of fighting. He took a route of let's use your God given talent to do something to beat these guys in like a game or a sport. And everything prevailed for them, and he came out to a point where he had more friends, and also it's a part of forgiveness because Gary forgave the guys who were making fun of them and gave them the opportunity to say we could be friends. But you know, you can read the story and find out they refused him, but he still came out conqueror because of the gift, the God giving gift he had. But he didn't realize his
Yeah.
gift he had until his friends, inspired him to use it.
Wow. I can tell your books are amazing. They're teaching kids lessons without
Mhm.
putting stereotypes and things to it. Because oftentimes when you're using animals, there's nothing to, no sex to it,
Mhm.
no color to it.
Right.
No, it's just amazing how you're just taking those animals because I can remember a time when I used to work with kids. That's how I got started doing everything that I'm doing, working with
Hmm.
kids. I used to run a summer program and an after school
Oh,
program,
okay.
and my babies used to tell me all the time they couldn't relate to those books because I had a mixed class. A lot of people
Right.
used to donate different books, so most of them, majority of them, were catered towards the other race, and I didn't have a lot that reflected. So I
Right.
enjoyed getting those books that were non-reflective
Hmm.
some of the things that we went through, some of the things that we experienced. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So how can we follow you and how can we grab some of these books? Because these sound like some books that if you have kids, you have youth, they need to be in your library, your own personal library at your home.
Yes. Well, you can follow me on in various ways. I have the once website is irvincostinbooks.com. And also, you could follow me on Instagram. It's urbancostinbooks.com. And uh, you could also purchase it on Amazon as well or Barnes and Nobles. But as far as follow me, you could get in touch with me through Urban Costin Books or Instagram. My thing is not private; it's open, and I just want people to feel free to contact me or to write a review about the book and how they feel. Um, Yeah, everything is either Irvin Costin or irvincostinbooks.com. And they could, I'm easy, I'm open. I wanted to make it easy accessible for hearing everyone's opinion on how they felt about the book or when they purchased the book to make it easy accessible.
So what I always like to tell the authors that are a part of the platforms that I'm a part of. I love for them to send them to Amazon, but I like for them to go over to Amazon, look at it, and then I
Hmm.
like for them to go to your website and order it from you so that they can get an autographed copy. So they
Yes.
can get that
Yes.
personalized feeling, so they can get that personal connection. And then that way they can build that personal relationship, because who knows what you're coming out with next. And they can keep abreast of what you're doing and what you got coming up. Because I would love to see some of these books
Hmm.
I would love to see them animated as something. I mean, I just look. You started talking about it. I just jumped over there and went to Amazon and just pulled it up and just looked at it, and I'm just like, this need to be some kind of animated. This can be something our kids are watching on Saturdays
Yeah.
or watching on YouTube. You know how we always want to give them some kind of device to look at while we're doing
Right.
something. This can be something that they can download and look at and learn a lesson.
Right. Because
So
yeah, because I wanted children, I guess, to come up with some kind of moral upbringing. Because I know back in my day, we had a moral upbringing to a point of things you can do and cannot do. And I don't want kids, I guess, like and nowadays you see them, they don't have any boundaries. And I guess when
right.
it shows children, I guess, teaches them lessons and give them some boundaries of how to act. And because when I'm coming up, my mother used to tell me you better have some act right. So I was just wanted to keep these kids in some kind of boundaries to let them have some act right when they're coming
And
up.
if we didn't have no act right, uh, whoever we came in contact with, they
Hmm.
had permission to get us right. It
Right?
wasn't
Yes.
like it is today. It
Yes.
wasn't like it is today. You can't look at my
No.
kid. You can't touch my kid. You can't. Cause see, back then they put down the law, and if
Yes, ma'am.
they
Yes,
had
ma'am.
permission to
Hmm.
correct us if we got out of line.
Uh huh.
So you definitely, I love what you are doing.
I
And
appreciate it.
what can we expect a little more from you in 2025?
Well, I'm looking to have another book. I'm trying to get a book every year to keep the series going. Um, there's one coming down the pike. I guess I have another one, an idea that God has given me another idea to keep a moral standard and also teach them something in that moral standard. Um, there's different festivals I will be at in my area. I'm looking forward to get out in the community and also like show them and teach them or tell them that we're here, tell them that the kind of books that we're writing. And as far as to build a fan base to a point where the children know the book, the children know the character, the children know the, the, the moral of the story. They know what boundaries or what kind of lessons are being taught in these books. So I'm trying to get myself out more into the community and let them know that this is a book that can teach their children more than just have them sit down and read a book and then walk off. This is something that's going to stay in their mind and they can use in life.
Right, right, right. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing what you're doing,
Mm,
and I applaud you. I tell you, a lot of people don't like to recognize people, but I want to give you your flowers while you're here, and I'm going to give you a hand clap of praise, because you definitely deserve that. You are doing something that a lot of people should be doing in their homes, but we've gotten away from trying to raise. Deserve it.
Glory to God.
You definitely deserve it. So let's give him a hand clap. Yes, 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 yes. I
Thank you
thank
for
you
yeah, thank you.
for
Thank you
what
for
you're
the
doing,
opportunity. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
because you're definitely doing something amazing. You're definitely doing something that can help so many. Um, our the next generation that's coming behind us and generations to come. This is truly be a blessing. So I'm excited for you. A couple of questions I want to ask.
Okay.
So what inspired you to join the 100 author movement? How
Um,
did you hear about it?
I have some author friends, and there's a friend of mine that she's part of the 100 authors to watch. She nominated me. And I think she's been a long time family friend. She's pretty much family as well. Her name is Rolanda Powell. She's in this program as well, and she wrote four books herself. And it's just like book writing community kind of situation. Like those who are when may know something, they'll put the other one on, and those who may know what's going on will inform each other. So I appreciate her that she's got me into um, 100 authors to watch, and and if anything I get, I will put her on. But I appreciate her for she's older
Well,
than
I
me, so
can
so I'm kind of like
say
a little brother, huh?
I can say that she has definitely been a lesson to me
Yeah.
as the visionary. I met her. I've not personally met her, but we have South Carolina ties. I
Okay.
am from South Carolina. Um,
Mhm.
we actually met through two other people we were
Uh-huh.
connected to, but she has contributed to several magazines, her poetry. She has contributed to several anthologies that I have compiled. So she's definitely been a voice and have been an outlet to share and to invite other authors to be a part of the things that we do. And that's what it's all about. This community is all about. It's about connecting, collaborating, and about community. Because at the end of the day, we are the change that we desire to see in this world. And
Right.
if we don't begin to change, we're not going to see change. So I tell people change start and ends with me. And
Yeah.
that's our mentality. So I'm grateful to have you a part of this 100 authors movement. And what are a couple of things that you would love to take away from being a part of this movement?
Um, Seeing other authors as myself to get knowledge from them, to get as far as like insight, how they did the story, how they walked through their story, how they built their fan bases, just to learn from other authors. I would like to see who has done that before me, who's went before me, and who's behind me, where I could even teach or tell someone else to or inspire them to become one of the 100 authors to watch as well.
And that's what we're trying to do over here is to share information, to share insight. And that's what I was sharing with one of the group leaders. um I was telling her it does me no good to get all kind of accolades if those that I am trying to push are not getting accolades either. So I tell her, I say, every time somebody see me with something posted on my wall, you better believe inside that group I've told somebody how to get it, how they can
Right.
go and get the same accolade, because I truly believe in taking somebody along with me. I don't believe in going by myself. And everybody that's ever been a part of anything that I know, they know that about me. I
Right.
was down on yesterday. It hurt me so bad that I had to miss those interviews. But I'm grateful that I'm able to be back on today, and God is strengthening my voice. I'm almost back at 100%. So I'm just
Right.
grateful because we
Yeah.
have so much work to do. We have so much work to do. And I'm telling you, if you just stick close and just hang around, there's so much to learn because you have so many individuals that come from different walks and they have different experiences, different backgrounds, and I
Hmm.
feel that we all can pull and take from one another, because one area that I may be weak in, you may be strong, and somebody else may be stronger, and we all can come together and work
Right.
together. So that's where I am with that. Um, I want you to tell the listeners that are tuned in, if they follow this movement, what unique voice would you like to bring? What would you like for people to remember you by
Um,
as a part of this movement?
I would like them to remember me as, I guess, the guy who had a heart for children, and the guy who always had a lesson in his books, as far as to be that there's a moral lesson in the book. It's not just a book to have fun with, but there's always something to take in life with you down the road, even as you get older. As far as myself, as someone who's going to give you a nugget that's going to carry you through life and say, I needed that. I always want to be that guy who's uh, you could still have a smile with yourself and then say, that was a good lesson. He taught a good lesson. That's all. He gave us a good nugget. He gave us a good information. I want to know as the guy who has a moral lesson that sticks with your heart.
Amen. Amen. Well, I definitely appreciate you for stopping by and sharing with us on today. I truly have been blessed by getting a chance to meet you, and I look forward to working with you and sharing your work around the world. So, again, please tell them, where can they connect with you?
You can connect with me at urbancostinbooks.com. You can go to Urban Costin Books on Instagram. I'm not a technical savvy guy, but Instagram, if you reach me there, I would definitely reach back out. And also, if you wanted to Gmail me, you could do that at the Adventures of Bear at gmail.com. You can reach me and we could talk. And yes, and I believe that, yes, that's my connections. Yes. Mhm.
Amen. Amen. Well, I definitely have enjoyed you on today, and I thank you for taking time to stop by and share with me. I hope you guys will stay connected to the 100 Authors Movement and see what all he has in store. Y'all go over to Amazon, check out his book, and then go back to his website. Purchase one for your kid. Put it inside of your personal library. You get it autographed, and he'll probably put a special message just for you.
Yes.
So y'all go over and support. Go over and support. And thank you guys for tuning in. We have two more authors on for today, y'all. Y'all get an opportunity to meet two more authors. So stick around. I'll see y'all back at 7 o'clock. Y'all be blessed. And thank you for tuning.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.